Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Janet and I run this channel called Janet Greta Budgets. On my channel, I do a variety of things, which is mainly cash stuffing and budgeting in order to become debt-free. Today, I am doing a little bit of a different video. I am going to give you guys our debt confession of the money that we owe in order to become debt-free. Hopefully very, very soon. So let's get started and let's get into the video. Alrighty, so we are gonna just write it here on this notepad. I thought it would be easier for you guys to visually see what we owe and the amount as of today's date. Now, it changes every day because of interest, but I am going to give you our most recent amounts that we owe, and hopefully we will be becoming debt-free very, very soon. All right, let's get started. I'm going to go from lowest to highest because that is what we are working on with the snowball debt procedure, I guess if you want to call it that. So we start with paying off of the least expensive and we move on to the most expensive. Now, I have already paid off quite a bit in the last 2 months since I started budgeting. I would say over $6,000 I have paid off in the last 2 months since I started cash budgeting. So it has been amazing. I highly recommend it to anybody. It has helped us tremendously to look at money differently and especially to become debt-free as we work into the next phase of our life, and that is retirement. So my husband is 10 years older than me. He is 55 and I am 45. As you know, I recently quit my government job of 12 years to become a full-time YouTuber, and that is what is taking us into retirement, is that income, as well as my husband does receive 2 pensions because he was in the military for 20 years. So he gets a military pension as well as a Veterans Affairs pension, which is to compensate his injuries while being in the military. If you had watched my videos, you will see that income. That income is guaranteed. We get that for the rest of our lives, even after if he passes away. Let's not even talk about that. If he passes away prior to myself, I still will receive that income every month. So that definitely is helping us push into retirement and having that income, because that is all guaranteed through those 2 pensions, as well as my YouTube income, as well as an income that we will have on a monthly basis. So let's get into the video and let's get into some numbers. We will start with one of our credit cards that we have, which is a Capital One. And we have 2 of these cards. I have one and my husband has one. So this balance is $2,364.55. And then, like I mentioned, we have another Capital One. Some of these are, his or mine. It doesn't really matter. I do the budget for both of us. We have one account, a savings account, a tax-free savings account as well, plus our just mainly checking account. All of our personal money goes into those accounts. We only have one joint account. That is it. We do everything together. We are in this together. We have a relationship together. We trust each other, and that is how we work it. Everything for my business side of things, because I do have another YouTube channel on here, which I always have linked in the description, and that is how I make my income from YouTube. My business side of things is totally 100% separate. We are talking personal in this video. So that other one is $3,824.62. Then we have another credit card, which is Bank of Montreal, and that is $5,788. And then also, this is a little bit different. This is a monthly payment, and this is the last monthly payment that we actually have. We have paid off, or I have paid off, like my car, Jimmy's Harley Davidson. We've paid off another credit card. I have paid off so many things. I want to say it's been over $6,000, probably close to $8,000 actually in the last 3 months. But we have one payment that is left, and that is our furnace. We have gotten a new furnace air conditioner, and that monthly payment is $171 each month. But the total amount for that, I'm going to write down. It's a little bit different, but as far as like the amount, because the amount owing is $4,377.38. Now, this amount is technically should be in here because I am going from the smallest to the largest amount. But I don't know, it's on a monthly basis right now, which I say all of our income that we receive on the first of the month is our larger income, and that is included in that. So I have just kind of been putting that on the back burner for now, and I may pay that off last. I am not 100% sure about that yet, but we will see. And then our biggest one that we have is the side-by-side. I have talked about this before, that we are considering selling it. We owe $12,234.58. So our debt is not horrible, but let me just add those up and see what we get, because let's see what the grand total is that we owe. I actually haven't done this in a while for myself to figure that out. It is $24,716.64 is the total amount that we owe. So it isn't horrible. It is definitely doable. And we put towards quite a large sum of debt per month. That is our focus right now. I usually put between $2,000 and $3,000 every month towards debt. So this is definitely doable, even if I'm putting in $2,000 every month. That gives us a year to pay this off, and that is right on track. We are hoping by next June to be completely debt free, and that is when my husband is retiring, unless he goes for back surgery prior to that. So I mentioned it on my other channel quite a bit, but my husband is going for his third spinal surgery, and it is going to be a long recovery from that. It is going to be a major back surgery once again, because he has had back surgery, but they have to actually take out the old surgery, put new titanium, and move up a couple discs, and it is going to be a long post recovery time, probably close to a year, and he will retire after that. After he gets his surgery done, he will not be returning back to work. So it depends on what comes first. We will find out that surgery date closer to the end of May, and that will help us determine kind of our future as far as our debt. But that is why we are so focused on our debt right now and paying that off. I don't put a lot towards my sinking funds, like vacations or anything like that, because we are focused highly on paying this off before his retirement, number one, or his surgery, number two. So that plays a big part. But this amount is definitely doable, and gives us some goals. And the side-by-side is really one thing that I am concerned about, and it is really hard to sell an item when you have a lien on it. So that is my biggest concern, because it's going to take a while for us to pay this amount off. Our personal bank assistant that we deal with, our advisor, had mentioned that we could sell it, but we probably wouldn't be able to sell it for what we owe on it, and that's what kind of makes it an issue. A side-by-side is like a glorified quad, if you don't know what a side-by-side is. I will put a picture on the screen of what ours looks like. It is used. It is not new. But still, that is kind of like a focus on what we need to do with that, either if we're just going to pay it off, what we are going towards, or what the case is. But that is one thing that I am concerned about. The other amounts aren't that horrible. That is definitely something that we can work towards. This is definitely doable. Don't get me wrong. The side-by-side is doable with the income that we have, which we are so grateful for, that we receive every month. But it's just a lot of money. It is a lot of money. And like I mentioned, that was the reason why I wanted to sell it, was to kind of pay off this amount. But realizing that we won't be able to get that amount if we do sell it is kind of deterring. But we will plug away at it, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. I wanted to do this a little bit after we had paid off a few, because I was definitely paying a lot, which I still am every month, a lot towards debt. So when we started, I would say we probably had over $35,000 worth of debt when we started this. So we've come a long way. Like I mentioned, paying off my car was huge. Paying off Jimmy's Harley Davidson motorcycle was absolutely huge. And it is such a good feeling to know that we now have assets. We also have our mortgage. And our mortgage actually isn't that much. We have about 90,000 left on it. It is definitely lower, but our mortgage, we are not worried about paying that off. I want to explain that in this video. Once our debt is paid off, we will not be putting extra money on our mortgage or paying our mortgage off soon. Our plan, and this is just our preference, I'm not telling you what to do on your financial journey, is kind of what I'm saying. This is our decision. After this is all paid off, is what we only have left is our mortgage. That is the only payment that we will have left. And we do plan on selling our house in the next 5 years. And then we will take that money, whichever the difference is. Our last assessment was over $250,000 on our house, which it is worth. And then, like I mentioned, we only owe 90,000. So our plan is to take that difference in 5 years' time and to invest all of that money. So all of that money will be invested with the sale of the house when it comes, and we will be renting. Our income is sufficient right now that we can afford to rent. However, we do want to travel, and we want to travel across Canada. We want to travel across the US. And, we will make that decision when the time comes where we want to rent. We will never buy again. We have made that decision that we will not be, mowing lawns, shoveling snow. I live in Canada. We will not be doing that ever again. Once we sell this house, we will not be buying ever again. We will be renting for the rest of our lives. Our income right now, like I mentioned, with our 2 guaranteed pensions, we will be able to get a very, very nice condo or apartment whenever we do rent. And then not only that, we have those 2 pensions currently. And here in Canada, we each will receive an old age pension as well as another government pension. So both me and my husband will receive those 2 pensions each. So by the time we turn 60, we are able to withdraw those pensions. We will be withdrawing those pensions early. Once again, that is our decision. We don't know how much time we have on this earth, and we do want to withdraw it early, even though we do take, kind of our percentage hit. We are okay with that. But we will be we will be withdrawing those early at age 60. So that again will add to our 2 guaranteed pensions that my husband does receive. So in the end of it all, when we are both over 60, we will have 6 streams of income for pensions. And depending if I am still doing YouTube at that time, I really don't know how long I'll be doing YouTube, but it's definitely another income as well too. If that does carry on to when we're over 60, that will be 7 streams of income. So we are so fortunate for that, but we are investing all of the house equity into a high interest savings account. All of it. 100% all of it. That is our goal. We have discussed that many a times, and that is just our preference. So I hope that explains it in this video, that the mortgage is not a priority for us to pay off. We will still obviously be paying our mortgage in our monthly amount, but that is not a priority once we pay this off. The priority after this is all paid off will be to travel, do the renovations that are left on our house, and then getting ready for our retirement. And then, like I mentioned, traveling, I don't want to say the world, but definitely traveling Canada and the US, and, enjoying life. That is what retirement is for, enjoying life. And since my husband is 10 years older than me, I want to enjoy the time while he is still healthy to travel. So, the next 5-10 years, we will be traveling and enjoying our life together. Everybody is at a different point in their budgeting, but I just wanted to explain that in this video as well. Thank you so much for watching this video and watching my debt confession and kind of the progress that we are doing in this debt-free journey and what our priorities are. So thank you once again. Make sure you give this video a like and leave me a comment down below, and I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching.